listen to my mom, because I always do, is that...
Do you hear that? He always
Always
does.
listen
Oh,
to your
boy.
mom.
Always listen.
All right, so Mom, your concern is, I think, the naming convention, full self-driving, implies to many other people,
Yes.
okay, I'll let the car drive itself. I
Yes.
paid for that, therefore it must do that. So
Yes.
expand on that a little
Yeah,
bit.
and I would like people to realize that they need to be in control, not the car necessarily. And they need to be totally aware all the time of what's going on, because road conditions change so quickly and people change lanes so quickly.
Right.
It seems to work very well, though, so far. I'm pretty surprised, especially when the person in the right lane, we were in the left lane, he had put his signal on, turn signal. This car became aware of it and acted just in the right manner.
By the way, this is not FSD. I mean, we're using FSD, but this is the highway, the regular Autopilot stack. It's not really the city driving that we're doing here. This is more of a highway experience. But
What do you mean it's not FSD?
Well, so there's two different. So when you say full self-driving, okay?
Your hands aren't on the wheel. I think we're full self-driving,
Okay.
right?
Autopilot, the regular base Autopilot, which is lane steering and adaptive cruise, is a software stack for above, let's call it 30 miles an hour or 40 miles an hour when you're on a highway. Okay? There's a certain software code. I'm going to move over again here deliberately. Nice acceleration as it's doing that. Okay. Then there is city driving. So there's highway driving and city driving, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the city driving of FSD 12.3.6 is what's new. The highway driving is not new. Full self-driving city stack for stop signs and, going under 30
yes.
miles an hour. Just so you know, that what's interesting is Tesla has built what's called a neural network. And what they're doing is they're combining the computerized decisions and algorithm that the car will make, and they're merging that together with the actual real world driving of people.
Yes.
And they're creating a vast database that will merge algorithmic driving, if you will, computer-based driving, with real drivers experience. And what are real people doing in that situation with that merge, or in that situation? And so the idea is that they're taking all this data and they're just starting to build this neural network of data points. And so that over time, the car will then make decisions not only based on a computer algorithm, but what people really do.
Yes.
And to me, that's exciting. But that data aggregation and accumulation only started a month ago.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it's a very young database. Welcome to another episode of Out of Spec Dave, where I find myself somewhere in Pennsylvania at a state park on our way home from a wedding at the Skytop Inn. Beautiful place, beautiful wedding. Congrats to the married couple. But we are now going to be driving this Model X home from somewhere in Pennsylvania in the mountains. We're going to take a windy road through a state park or a national forest. I'm not sure which it is, but it's going to be some twisties, and we're going to be testing out FSD 12.3.6, which a lot of you have been saying is the way to go. So let's have some fun. We're just going to go for a ride in the Model X. This is a 2023 Plaid, for those of you who know it. This is Pladdington. It feels big to me after driving around in the Chevy Volt, which is a little more of a sports car. I mean, it doesn't go fast, but just the maneuverability that I've gotten used to in a smaller package is something that I'm thinking about here. Kathy's been driving the Model X every day because the Model Y is down in our condo in Marco Island. So we only have two cars up here in Connecticut right now. And the Model X, it's great to be back in it. I love the windshield, especially on days like today. So let's get into this because this is going to be a good one. We're going to have some fun. My mom is with me. My mom's name is Toby. My wife is with me, Kathy, and I have the Model X. Bailey's at home. She stayed back with a dog sitter. All right, so here we are at the Promised Land State Park. There are a lot of rules. I guess you can get a cabin here, check into your campsite. Here's the the park office. This looks like a pretty cool place. I like this. What is this? A public telephone? Huh? Look at that. I guess this is the woods. What we're gonna do is we're gonna test this tiny little Model X out and kind of give it a whirl with the brand new FSD 12.3.6. Just got the free 30-day trial on this vehicle just yesterday, and I wanted to use it coming all the way out here as much as possible, get to know it and learn it, because, you know, for those of you who watched Kathy and my recent video, we were actually using 12.3.4 in our Model Y. And, you know, I don't really detect that much of a difference. We're going to have to keep driving it, but it's an evolution with this technology. So this vehicle is now equipped with a 30-day free trial of 12.3.6, and we're going to just drive home. We're going to drive home, actually first to Rockland County. I got my mom with me, so you'll be getting to know my mom a little bit. Her name's Toby, and of course Kathy. The pup is with a Rover. She's not with us today, so you just got Dave, Kathy, and Toby. Let's go for a ride in a Model X. All right, so for this tour, I've got a couple of traveling companions. Miss Kathy Connor, hello. And let's see, we've got a couple of surprises here in the back. Let's see who we have. We have Paddington, of course. He's all blanketed up. Paddington, it's not even cold out. And there's my mom. Say hi to everybody, Mom.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. We're good. Good time last night at the wedding, huh?
Yes, we had a wonderful time.
All right. How you doing in the back of the X over there?
I'm very comfortable.
You're comfortable, but
Yeah.
There's one problem.
What?
There's no place for you to put your coffee cup.
I know, I don't have coffee, but whatever. It's true. There's no cup holder.
And there's no armrest either.
Oh, yes, you're right.
I know. That's kind of a...
I'm comfortable.
Well,
anyway.
that's good. All right.
It's fine.
Well, let's hit the road and check out this beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. All right, so the fire danger is low today, but you know, one thing that there are a lot of around here, bear. And
Did you personally see any?
yes, I did.
Liar, pants on fire.
Oh, I did. There was a picture of one in the park ranger office, and they had warnings about, you know, when you're camping and all that. But Mom, you just said that there was a bear in your hometown, like a mile away from your house.
Yes, I saw it on Ring.
On Ring?
She gets the notifications.
You got the notification
to
be careful about it. Wow, look at this road.
With a picture of the bear.
Man, this is great. And you know, the best part about this Model X is this windshield. On a day like today, right?
That's beautiful.
Just fantastic. So you know, but speaking of wildlife, I don't know about you out there in YouTube land, but
Why is it when you drive on a country road, you start sounding like, I don't know, like a southerner? Your accent changes.
no, it don't. What are you talking about, woman?
Definitely a different inflection.
So I don't know about everyone, but we like to watch puppy videos on YouTube.
Yeah, we do.
Right? And my mom, Toby, she just showed us a video of a puppy covering a baby with a blanket. It's just amazing how...
It's just so sweet.
But if you see a bear covering a baby with a blanket, you may want to call 911.
Or do something more immediate.
Yeah, do something more immediate. So anyway, forgetting all that, why is this going off here? That makes no sense to me. That's a brandy new battery. So we're going to take this road up to 84. And this is the Promised Land National Park or State Park.
Yeah, and we're just leaving Skytop Mountain Lodge Resort, right? Which was absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
For a beautiful wedding there last night, a little brunch this morning, and now we've got this gorgeous country road to drive to 80 on.
All right, so I'm going to put it in FSD here.
Yeah, this is good.
And there we go.
Okay.
So we've got a speed limit of 35, and the Model X is doing 45, 44. It tends to go 9 over.
That's fair.
9 over. So that's Tesla pushing it, right? It's not going to go 35. I guess you can set these. I have to figure out how to set, like, how much you want to go over. It's not
Well,
like
I also
Tesla.
think that's real world driving.
Yeah, no one. You're not going to get pulled over, hopefully, for 9 over. Although on Marco Island,
No, don't go 1 over.
I know.
Right out after the Jolly Bridge.
Yeah. So, Mom, good time at the wedding, right? I mean, what was your?
Yes, it was a beautiful wedding. Beautiful spot to have a wedding also. And it was nice to see some family and old friends.
Yeah, that's right. It was. It was good to reconnect with a
Yes.
bunch of people. And, yeah, so, look, I think it was very nice. And I hear the couple they're actually delaying their honeymoon until July.
They're going to the opening of the Paris Olympics.
Oh,
Yeah, and then traveling Greece and other places. So
Right.
good for them.
right.
Very nice.
All right, so anyway, Model X, we did receive finally. It took a while because we've already gotten the free trial for FSD in your Model Y.
Right.
Used that all the way down to Florida on the highways. And, you know, a road like this, driving like this is pretty much par for the course. It's whether or not it was Autopilot or FSD, this is not really doing anything. But the 12.3.4 version we had on your Model Y, we found, for those of you who haven't watched our latest video where I drove using FSD, and then Kathy did as well, it's much improved over what we would have experienced even 6 months ago. I remember when Kyle and I, it's a pretty sharp turn here. That's good, navigating it very cleanly. There's some butterfly lighting, which can sometimes confuse. And we got a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. But, you know, there was about a year ago, Kyle and I were in Naples, and we were in, I think, your Model Y, with an older stack software version of FSD.
And it was wonky.
It was ridiculous. Like, it was such a joke. It was dangerous. And the number of times that I had to take over where I was really sort of uncomfortable. Oh, we're going to be up on Route 84 very soon here. So we're going to be off these windy roads.
Goodbye, nature.
All right, but we're going to see what it's like as we're going to let it.
Yeah, how it goes off the ramp.
We're going to let it. We're going to let it do its thing. But it was such a joke when Kyle and I were driving it. It would do stupid things. Like, it sat in the middle of the. Now, see right there?
Yeah,
that
see
got
that?
a little close right there.
And that's a little dirt.
And there's a
corner.
drop off there, and I wouldn't have done that, but it didn't. We're alive.
Well, the other thing also, it was sensing the car coming at us, so it knew to hang more to the right than the left. I think that was fine.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so when Kyle and I were testing out FSD a year and plus ago in Naples, it was comical. So yeah, look, today the premise of this video is we got to drive home from a wedding, so we might as well share our experience with you. Beautiful day, amazing windshield, but this thing's a boat going down the road.
It's awfully big. I don't know. I feel like it's awfully big.
So, Kathy, you've been driving this every day
Yes.
on your now road work ahead.
Well, let's see what it does. You ready to take over?
I'm always ready to take over. I'm always ready to take over. When we get up on 84, I want to hear your thoughts about the experience.
Now, did it turn the signal on for itself?
It's driving. It definitely turned the signal on. It's coming in a little hot here. All right.
Terrible.
Now it's going.
Now it's going a little slow. Easy,
All right.
easy. A lot of
Okay.
orange cones in front of us.
A lot of cones.
A lot of road work here.
Okay.
Construction entrance ahead.
Go, go, go. How come it's not accelerating?
Starting to, because
Oh, this is pretty challenging.
I agree.
It's tentative through here.
This is
It's
slow.
tentative.
Yeah.
Okay, now
We're down to 30? Is that what
we're
it's
doing
saying?
30 it says it's a 65, but it's reading 84 over there.
Well,
Now look at this.
okay, this is a big curve
This
coming
is-
up, a little bridge, a lot
Okay.
of cones.
And then
You
a stop
see?
sign right now. This is triple black diamond.
I agree. Okay.
I am not. Okay.
There's the stop.
All right.
It's moving up.
Stop.
It'll stop.
It has a chance. Now go. Dude, go. Go. Go, go, go. All right. You know, I looked back and there were no cars really coming behind
Okay, now
us.
look, it's still not moving fast enough, right?
It should do an emergency
it should
pull-off
start
and say, I'm
going.
throwing in the towel. But can you imagine
But-
if that was like heavy traffic right there? There's no way. I would have done an intervention there. I would have.
Yeah, but now look, we're up to the speed limit. It's a lot straighter shot now. It's
Yeah.
not, construction on either side. So honestly, I think it handled it
It
pretty
handled
well.
it well because it was acceptable because of the fact no one was coming behind us,
Yeah.
right? But if that was real heavy-duty traffic, I would, boy, oh boy.
Yeah, I like the way you said it though. That was black diamond.
No, that was triple black diamond.
that was a little tough.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Even
anyway,
here, I feel like it's getting a little hesitant as we come over the crest. Maybe you can't.
it's
see what's
doing
happening.
this a little bit
Yes.
here and here. I feel that. Mom, do you feel like the hesitation?
Oh, see,
That's
this
it.
Like that's not normal.
A narrow lane.
It's not a natural
so
feel.
It's being cautious, I think.
it is being cautious.
But it's tentative, and because of the vast amount of regen is when it comes off the accelerator, it's like it's braking. I think for my
Yes, Phil.
See, now-
for my passengers, it's going to make them nauseous. After a while, if I were driving like that, wouldn't you say something to me? You'd be like, "Are
But
you
this is
feeling it?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?"
This is an unusual road right now. I think it's
Yeah, but it shouldn't be like.
yes.
You feel this? I understand it's being
Yes.
tentative.
But I also think it's to the other point you said. There's a lot of butterfly lighting. There's also this big wall here on the
You know
left
what I
with
think?
the cones, and there's sometimes these
Why is it yelling at me?
tar things that are coming over.
You know what it's doing is it's looking at these orange signs,
That's right.
and it's getting tentative on the orange signs.
Yeah.
And so
But it's going in a nice straight line, and I say, good.
that's good,
Look, that is good.
unless there's a curve.
Well, here's a curve.
All right, so
Let's see. Hugging it tight and nice.
I will say the ride though with this air suspension, even over these bumps, is very smooth. Why is it beeping at me?
Are you paying attention? Are your eyes in the right
My
place?
eyes are in the right place. Yeah. All right, now
Well,
we're going to come out of this construction zone here.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what it's going to do. All right.
Good. Just don't know why it's beeping.
It keeps. Oh.
Are you not
it's-
following directions?
I'm not doing anything.
I'm just asking. This feels like a ski trail going this way.
It's like a toboggan
that
run.
way. But
I mean, we are in Pennsylvania. You might as well get on a toboggan.
why not?
Okay, now we're back on the main road. Now watch it hug the left. All right, that was interesting. So let's get back to you, Kathy.
Oh,
You.
What did I do now?
No, you didn't do anything. I want to get your impressions. I mentioned earlier in the video that your Model Y is down in Marco Island now, and that I've been driving the mighty Volt every day.
Yeah.
And I've gotten used to the size of the Volt, being a four-door car that is pretty nimble and small,
Yeah.
you know. And I haven't
It's a really good commuting car.
and I haven't driven this vehicle very much at all. I'm gonna pop this up a little bit, but I haven't driven this vehicle much at all over the last month.
Because I've been driving it every day.
Right. So I sort of gave my impression that, or my views, that it feels big.
Oh, you even think it feels big?
Compared to what I've been driving, it
Yeah,
feels big.
I think it's
Not
very
too big, and the ride is great, and the windshield's great, but it feels big compared to what I've been in. And also, remember, I spent a lot of time in the Model Y driving that down to Florida, and that feels like the right size, like this definitely feels.
Well, I've often said the Model Y is like a perfect car. This is the right size, has great storage.
Yeah.
Not too big, not too little. Good.
All right, so you've been driving this every day. What are your thoughts?
Well, look, it's a beautiful, beautiful car, and it is definitely.
Now, just keep in mind, Paddington's listening to you.
I will never hurt your feelings, Paddington.
Paddington's listening to you. So.
So Paddington comes to work with me every day, right? And then cries when I leave, and I have to walk into the building.
Yeah.
So.
Do you keep the climate control on for him?
Of course.
So he doesn't get.
Of course.
He doesn't get hot or cold.
Yeah, no, it's totally in Paddington mode, and I can adjust the temperature. I can look in to see if he's okay.
Right.
Anyway, the differences between the Y and the X is really the interior. This is elevated. This is a fancier car with higher level trims. Very sleek inside. It's just beautiful. The seats, everything's beautiful about this car. This windshield is undeniably fantastic.
Yeah. And the windshield wiper just went on, and it's purely dry out. Tesla has the worst automatic
the
windshield wipers.
Terrible.
Like, if you want to win at something, you might as well win it being the worst at it, and they win that race. Anyway, keep going.
The windshield wipers drive me nuts.
They just go on for no reason.
Exactly. Yeah. They don't go on fast enough when you need them to. It's like, but you have your own settings, and you can take over and do all of that. I've gotten used to not having stocks, so I'm really comfortable now with the forward and the back. And that was one of my apprehensions.
About, the gear selection.
Now, when I mean forward back, I'm going in park.
I thought you meant the stocks for the turn signals. I'm sorry.
Well, no, everything. I've gotten used to the whole system.
Okay.
Which didn't really take me as long as I thought. It was fine. I really got used to that pretty quickly.
So
I prefer having stocks. I mean, full disclosure, I prefer having stocks, but you get used to what you have to do. If we want to talk size, for me, this is way too big. It's way too big.
What's too big about it?
Big.
Like, is it from a parking standpoint?
Yes, it's not too big on the road, and I've been in some tight situations, and I still know I have plenty of room on either side.
Yeah.
But parking has become a little stressful. It almost reminds me when I used to have to drive the Escalade with 2 dogs and 2 kids, and then I'd have to park somewhere, and I never thought I was going to make it. It's not that wide, but it feels tight. So, I don't like to bring it to the grocery store. I don't like to even park it at work because I don't ever feel like I have enough room. And so it's not my car, right? It's not my car because I would never pick this for me.
Well, I have a solution.
You do?
Yeah.
What's your solution?
You can drive the Volt every day.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I do like this interior. This is nice.
Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, now here's this young kid coming up behind me.
Yeah, he's gonna try to pass.
And he rightly should be upset with me.
You weren't too far behind that guy.
I agree with you.
Oh, you just got such a look from him.
Yeah.
As we passed. His eyes,
He rolled his eyes?
Yes.
All right.
Well, I would too. I say, why is this guy in the left?
Well, I'm gonna take over and give it.
With traffic.
That was an intervention on my own, and I'm gonna take over and do some real driving.
You got.
Yeah. He's like, look at this Tesla guy.
If you want to be out for a Sunday drive, do it in the right-hand lane.
He's probably like.
He's got to get home.
He's probably over 40. He's probably over 40 years old.
Oh, he's younger.
No, I'm saying he's probably thinking I'm over 40.
You're 80. What are you talking
Yes.
about? All that gray hair. He's like, there's an old dude.
Here he comes again.
Oh,
but what he doesn't realize is that if I want to challenge him...
Slow down.
Slow down? No.
Left lane closed? Where? It's not closed.
I could move over and just let him in and let him pass, and then
he's not on your tail. He's really not being aggressive.
I mean, I do like that Kia Forte. That's one heck of a car. Okay. Anyway, so you won't. So back to the idea that I have for you with you could drive the Volt every day.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
All right, I'm going back into FSD here.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I do want to do.
Can you pop up the speed to keep up with traffic? Is my question, because the speed limit's 65.
Yeah.
So how high can you make it?
I'm gonna force my way over now. Someone said on my last video, if I hold the turn signal button it'll go over. You know, sometimes when I turn it,
Right?
and I'm going to pop it down to like a lower speed.
Oh, can we just talk turn signals in this car without the stalks?
Yes.
That is one thing I don't like. If you want to...
There he goes.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
Have a good day.
Those New Yorkers.
When you are trying to go into a change lane,
Yeah.
sometimes I come on the ramp, I want to come over 2 lanes, but like one at a time. Once it gets me into a lane...
Look at this. This guy, he sees that this car...
Dave, you're giving him a false sense that he can come over. Oh,
No.
he said thank you.
The Tesla
Let him in.
let the Highlander in. Like,
That's
there's
not
no
good.
way I would have ever done that.
Never.
I would have kept going.
Yeah.
He saw his signal.
He saw the signal
Yeah.
and
Not
braked.
he. I mean the car.
Oh yeah, it's the Tesla. I think it was Pladdington, right?
Paddington did it. Yes.
Are we saying that Tesla FSD 12.3.6 is actually courteous?
I was going to say it's way more polite than we are.
Definitely. I would not
It's
have
definitely not a New York
done
driver.
I would not have done that. No way.
But you know what? The guy was happy, gave you a little wave, thank you, and
By the way, this is not FSD. I mean, we're using FSD, but this is the highway, the regular Autopilot stack. It's not really the city driving that we're doing here. This is more of a highway experience. But that
what
was
do you mean it's not FSD?
well. So there's two different. So when you say full self-driving, okay,
Your hands aren't on the wheel. I think we're full self-driving,
okay.
right?
Autopilot, the regular base Autopilot, which is lane steering and adaptive cruise, is a software stack for above, let's call it 30 miles an hour or 40 miles an hour when you're on a highway. Okay? There's a certain software code. I'm going to move over again here deliberately. Nice acceleration as it's doing that. Okay. Then there is city driving. So there's highway driving and city driving, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the city driving of FSD 12.3.6 is what's new. The highway driving is not new. It's what Autopilot with enhanced has done from. I'm taking over here. This
is going down to 1 lane.
It's going down to 1 lane,
Putting
and
your hazards.
no, you don't need the
I'm
hazards.
putting your hazards on.
Okay, I'm going back to FSD here.
Okay, did
to
your
see.
hazards go off?
Now look at this. Look what it's doing.
Oh, this is weird. It's going to pass.
Look what it's doing.
David, take
All right,
it off. Take it off.
that's just like an obnoxious New Yorker driving right there. So
that
wait
was
a minute. It has a
aggressive.
mixed personality. Sometimes it's nice.
bipolar. It's bipolar.
Bipolar FSD is what we have.
That was weird.
Okay, that was really bad. I mean, bad, dangerous? No, but
No, because it would have stopped. I think we got nervous, but it wasn't the right thing
didn't
to
realize that it was going to 1 lane,
do. Yeah.
and it was going, okay, I'm going to keep going by all these people. That's like handing the keys to an 11-year-old that just doesn't have the judgment to see, oh, there's going to 1 lane, let me merge in. No, floor it in the left-hand lane.
And everybody cursed at you as we drove by.
Wait, am I past the Kia Forte?
Yeah, I think
Oh, nice. Oh, we're
Oh,
winning.
really?
Okay.
Did we
There you
pass?
go. All right. So that's good. But that's
dear.
just like bad judgment.
Yeah.
If this car has such a thing as judgment. So that needs a little. We need to dust off the code on the
courtesy driving.
on the software stack for highway driving there, because sometimes it's nice and sometimes it's a bully. So all right,
Funny.
what were we talking
I have no
about?
idea. I was going to make a point about the turn
signals. Yes.
So if you, when I hit the little button to come, say, left off a ramp, it gets me into the first lane, and then the signal goes off, even though I may want to go to the middle lane or the left lane. I have to always re-hit it for the next lane and re-hit it for the next lane. That's clunky.
Okay. So you're saying you want the ability to take 2 lanes, not 1 at a time.
Or 3.
I disagree with you.
You always do.
I think Tesla does that right. I don't think you should grant permission for the Tesla to take more than 1 lane at a time
It
before
has
there's.
nothing to do with the Tesla. It has to do, if I was driving my Model Y, I would, at least from what I remember, I'd have my stalk down and it would just stay on until I chose to shut it off. I'm not doing FSD with my car. I'm saying on a normal drive, I hit my signal, because I always hit my
You
signal when
you
I'm
put your
turning.
turn signal on, it stays on.
It stays on.
Okay,
and it comes off.
I understand. That's
with
manual driving, and I understand why you would do that, because you want to keep it on, so you're going to take 2 lanes.
Yeah.
But what I don't disagree that that's a nice feature to do, but when you're actually allowing the car to drive
You're not
on the highway,
listening to me.
I'm listening.
I'm not doing. It's the difference between having. It's
No.
the difference between having a stock or not having the stock. It is a feature in this car which does not have the stock to go off after you push the button for the signal. It goes off once you've taken the one lane. Then I have to hit it again to indicate I want to go to another.
I understand
lane.
your basic question now.
Doesn't.
I do.
Okay.
All you need to do, rather than hit the button once, please correct me if I'm wrong, is hold the button down and then it will stay on.
Okay, but isn't that awful because I should have two hands on the wheel as I'm
No, well,
turning?
actually, what I would argue is that without having stocks,
It's right there by my
you
phone.
don't have to take your hands off the wheel to control your turn
All right,
signal.
I'll try that on
All right.
tomorrow morning.
But what I was going to say is, you know how there's a setting in the system for your Y that you could say it's like you push it down halfway and it does 1, 2, 3 turn signals, then it goes off. You know that?
No,
Whereas if you push through that, here we go.
taking over.
It's taken over.
Good.
Okay.
So far, good.
All right. That was a nice
Very
lane
nice.
change. That was a very nice.
Good. Now it's picking up speed, so we pass this
Yeah.
big truck.
Yeah. Okay. So
Well done.
If you
Well done.
push it halfway down and let go in your car without FSD or Autopilot on, it's just the turn signal's going to go on, bing, 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 1, 2, 3, and then it'll go off. It's kind of a quick turn signal. Okay. Now, if on the other hand you wanted to keep the turn signal on, you would put your turn signal down halfway and push through and go all the way down. Now the turn signal is going to stay on.
Well, that must be what I do
Yeah,
naturally.
you're pushing it all the way down.
Always. I didn't know there
you-
was like a little
If
thing.
you just go halfway down, it'll just go bing, 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 1, 2, 3. Any car does that.
Yeah, I think I just hit it down.
You're hitting it down to keep it on,
Right.
then you have to turn it off.
Right.
Okay, just so you know, many cars do that. You just push it
I think all cars do that.
Okay, well, hold on. Many cars have a dual function on the turn signal. If you push it halfway down, it's a three tone
I know what you're
signal.
saying. You've just told me 3 times.
But
I've never been taught that. I don't think I knew that.
Okay.
That's my point. I don't.
Yeah.
I always just push it all the way down.
Okay, well, try it next time you're driving your car.
One more month.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, when you're driving my Volt, try that, because it'll work there. As you're commuting to work tomorrow in my Volt, okay? All right, well, anyway, we're going to continue down the road here, folks. Appreciate you sticking with us for these antics. But I think someone learned something today.
No, I think I did. Now I need to try that.
I think my mom's asleep back there. She's like, these people are crazy.
It's like all they do is
I'm
talk.
Talk,
I'm not
talk.
getting into it.
What she said?
She said she's not getting it.
She's not getting into it. All right, she's held captive back there. All right, we'll check in a little bit. All right, so we just did a little pit stop here at the, this is a state-run rest stop somewhere in the middle of Pennsylvania off of 84. Beautiful day. I mean, absolutely 10 out of 10. Nice wind, but look at the Model X. Look at that. And they had some amazing vending machines inside. Kathy, what did you get? Yeah, what did you get? Oh man, she's like playing poker over here with all the M&M's bags.
This one's for me.
Yeah.
This one's for me. And this one's up for grabs.
Well, give one to my mom.
She didn't want one.
She didn't want one. You don't want one?
No, I share. We have plenty now
All right.
to do.
All right.
It's a nice little rest area.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at it. This Model X, boy, the color, that ultra red with the white seats. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful. All right, let's hit the road. All right, so that was a good stop. I like that. A little bit of an odd place for a rest stop because you had to get off and weave around. But once you were in there, those vending machines were high quality vending machines.
I had the candy of my choice.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right. But you know, it's interesting. My mom, she opened up the Falcon Wing door. She was getting a little bit of sun, and I think she had some time to think about this whole concept of full self-driving is relatively new to her. Not so much the awareness of it, but actually seeing it in action firsthand. Now, granted, this is on the highway, but Mom, you made a comment before, as we were pulling out of there, that I want to hear, what are your thoughts on what that did and how it operated? What's your feeling on this FSD?
Well, I think we're not ready for it yet mentally, because as more and more people start to get it in their cars, I think it's going to become dangerous on the roads unless they really know what they're doing. It's a little scary to me. Like, we came to that situation where it was a strange road
It merged down
situation.
to one
We
lane.
kept merging and changing lanes, and you have to just totally be in charge, I feel. Unless you're one who you drive, when you drive with it, you take over right away.
If I see something that's not to
Yes.
my liking, I will take over. But what you said, well, forget about you using it. You wouldn't use it, right?
No.
That's just not for you.
No.
But that's not so much your concern. You're a great driver, and you've always been a great driver. Kyle says you drive better than I do. So
Oh, I don't think
That's right.
no, I mean, and you drive fast. I mean, you've got a nice Mercedes E. You've had it it's a 2011. You've had that thing for 13 years.
Yeah,
Beautiful car.
love it. I'm not
Yeah.
trading it.
Massaging seats, by the way, it has.
Oh,
But come on over here, sir.
are you on FSD?
No, I'm driving.
Oh, okay,
I'm
because
driving.
this is really
No, I
weird.
know. I'm driving now. But the thing you said, Mom, is you're concerned about others.
Oh, wow, yes.
Yeah, he doesn't want the Walmart truck to get in front of
I
him.
understand.
What
That was
he
a good
wanted
move.
was he's a diesel truck, and he wanted
Yes.
to get going up this big hill, and he wanted me to come ahead. So
I
that's
Oh,
why.
is that what that was?
Yes, because he's towing a U-Haul trailer.
Oh.
All right, so Mom, your concern is, I think, the naming convention, full self-driving, implies to many other people,
Yes.
okay, I'll let the car drive itself. I
Yes.
paid for that, therefore it must do that. So
Yes.
expand on that a little
Yeah,
bit.
and I would like people to realize that they need to be in control, not the car necessarily. And they need to be totally aware all the time of what's going on, because road conditions change so quickly and people change lanes so quickly.
Right?
It seems to work very well, though, so far. I'm pretty surprised, especially when the person in the right lane, we were in the left lane, he had put his signal on, turn signal. This car became aware of it and acted just in the right manner, I
Do you
thought.
think that you would have let that guy in at the speed we were going? Because it felt to me
No.
as if I would have accelerated.
Yeah,
and
I
taken
would have
and
too.
Let him come over behind.
Yes, so
To me, I think it was too cautious there,
that's right. Yeah.
right? But yet during the merge, it was way too aggressive,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But if you look at those two incidents compared to the mass amount of time that it did everything right,
That's
it's amazing,
true.
right? You're pretty amazed
That's
with
true. Yes,
what it
I
can
am
do.
amazed.
Um,
Because I know it will continue to progressively get better as a system,
right,
and people will become more educated about it.
right.
So it will become safer, I think. But right now, I don't.
So
like
what
it.
would your message be to someone who goes out and buys a brand new Tesla and opts for FSD, pays extra for it? What would your message to those people be as far as how to be?
Well,
Should yeah.
they still need to be totally aware of everything going on around them.
Yeah.
And be ready to take over quickly. That's all. The car doesn't have a mind. It has a good system, but it doesn't have a brain.
Doesn't have a brain.
Doesn't
right?
it?
Well, so in the full self-driving city stack for stop signs and going under 30 miles
yes.
an hour, just so you know, that what's interesting is Tesla has built what's called a neural network, and what they're doing is they're combining the computerized decisions and algorithm that the car will make, and they're merging that together with the actual real world driving of people.
Yeah.
And they're creating a vast database that will merge algorithmic driving, if you will, computer-based driving, with client or real drivers
Yeah.
experience, and what are real people doing in that situation with that merge or in that situation. And so the idea is that they're taking all this data and they're just starting to build this neural network of data points. And so that over time, the idea is that the network will get, the car will then make decisions not only based on a computer algorithm, but what people really do.
Yes.
And to me, that's exciting. But that data aggregation and accumulation only started a month ago.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it's a very young database.
Good.
And that's good. And by the way, it's not taking the data on the highway stack that we're running right now. So what it just saw us do, it's not going to learn from that yet. It will eventually. And then eventually, what's going to happen is the highway stack is going to be version 12, because it's still running an 11 point whatever. And once that happens, there's going to be one software stack for both city driving and highway driving. And those two converged are going to be using the neural network to build that database. This is exciting stuff to me. It really is.
It is.
It's a hint of things to come. But I think listen to my mom, because I always do, is that...
Do you hear that? He always
does. Listen to your
boy.
Okay.
Let's see now.
Go ahead and buy your Tesla. Go ahead and pay the $99 for the FSD, but do not rely on it as this car is going to drive everything for you. Keep an eye on it, and if you have a full drive with 100 miles and no interventions, does everything perfect, that's great. That doesn't mean the next drive is going to be the same way. Harley Hogg passes us
he's
there.
having a good day.
So,
do you have this on?
No, I'll turn it on. No, it's all right. Be careful out there, folks. Listen to my mom. She knows what she's talking about.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You do, Mom. You're
I'm
spot
glad
on.
I'm not on one of those vehicles. So.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot. FSD is a lot safer than being on one of those.
Yes,
things. I don't disagree with that. All right, we're heading into our roundabout, and we've been playing around with assertive, chill, and average. No.
Chill, average, assertive.
Chill, average, assertive. Trying to see if there's a difference in stop and go traffic. Where are you going now? Here we go.
What are we in now? Assertive?
We're in assertive.
Okay.
And we're heading south on the Palisades Parkway. And I would say that was pretty good. I don't know that I felt any difference between chill and assertive.
I think because we were in the circle and approaching it, right, almost in it, it had to slow down anyway a certain amount. But as far as getting closer to the car in front of us, I didn't feel any different either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Now that right there, cars could have been coming up, but it didn't see them, so it was all right.
So far, smooth. I just thought when we put it in assertive, it would start really getting closer.
I think it does in the highway stack.
Okay, so maybe now it'll jump in.
Now I think these modes for full self-driving supervised are irrelevant to this type of driving, because we're now not in the FSD stack. We're using the old Autopilot stack. I just called Andreas on our team and asked him a few questions about FSD. And what I learned is that FSD version 12.5 is when the stack for highway is going to be merged with the city street stack of FSD that we're running now. So we're on 12.3, happens to be 0.6 right now. Once we get 12.5, little phantom braking there. Did you feel that?
Of course.
Like no reason.
Right.
No reason. Why did you do that, Mr. Tesla? So it's exciting. I hear that 12.5 is coming out soon, and we've got to keep an eye on this. We're going to continue to make these videos as we get new versions of software, deliberately going over and telling you what we're feeling. And we'd love to hear your comments about what sort of evolutions are you noticing from these different stacks. We hear that 12.3.4 solved the problem of turning right and curbing wheels. I've never experienced it because the version of software we had on your Y was
Yes, we
12.3.4,
didn't have that.
but apparently 12.3.3 was curbing wheels. As a matter of fact, I think it was Brandon from Tesla Flex. His car went up and over a curb. I know it did, and that was weird. It didn't curb his wheel because he went over the curb. So, in a Model 3.
It was a shortcut.
It was a shortcut, right, exactly. So now here we are on the Palisades Parkway doing 64 and a 55, allegedly, in Mexico. And it's staying in the left-hand lane.
Very nicely, very evenly.
I just want to let you know, Kathy, that there are laws in certain states where you cannot travel in the left-hand lane.
Well, so
And a policeman can pull you over for doing what I'm doing right now.
if a policeman's around. Also, I want to thank the viewer who commented on our last video that that is a law in Florida now where I do drive a lot, and I was not aware of that, so I will be extra.
And according to your
aware.
logic,
Thank
it's only
you,
a law if a policeman's around. Anyway, so okay. So I'm going to force the car over to the right-hand lane, which is where I should be driving,
according to you.
according to the law. All right, we'll check in.
Well, let's see what it does right here. Does it know that we're going to hang here to the left? Yes, it does. That was good.
That was good.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll check in as we're getting off the New City, New York exit when we really will go FSD, City Stack, all the way to my mom's house. That's going to be fun. We may have to stop off and get lunch somewhere, though.
No, we definitely have to. Right, you're hungry, right?
Yes.
Yes, we have to.
We haven't talked about, well, we did the M&M's thing with the vending
Well, that's
machine.
all we've had.
We really haven't talked about
That's
food
not
much
a
on this.
healthy lunch at all.
We're changing our ways
I feel like
on Monday.
if I eat a salad, my body's going to be in like full reject mode. What is that? No, I ate pretty healthy yesterday, didn't I?
Yeah, I mean, we're fine. This was not one of your most awful weekends.
Does crumb cake fall under the category of healthy food?
Well, it's so crumbly, I don't even think there's calories in it.
I saw you get an extra raspberry
I did get an extra raspberry.
little
Yeah.
croissant or
So at
something.
the buffet this morning at the wedding, they had these little
Well, at
raspberry.
the brunch.
The brunch, yeah, I call whatever, the buffet brunch. They had these little raspberry turnover things, and when I got back down to my seat to the table, it was gone, and I was like, "Who took it?" And then I realized I ate it. So while I was standing up, so I had to go get another one, of course,
Of course you did.
right?
I thought that was the best part of the buffet.
Yeah,
That was the first thing you said. Oh, I want one of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I took it right away.
I know.
It was,
I know.
They were small.
They were
so
small, but they were tasty.
perfect. Yes,
And it had fruit in it, so it was healthy.
little raspberries.
It's a
yeah.
fruit.
It's
They're
fruit. Well, that was fun. Unfortunately, we didn't catch it on camera. But Kathy, I'm going to let you describe what just happened.
Here's what just happened. We're driving in the right-hand lane. We're on FSD.
Mm-hmm.
We're on a 2-lane road.
Mm-hmm.
Cars are now coming in and merging, and FSD literally slammed on the brakes, and then I don't have my you-know-what handle up here, and it was just nuts. It was very aggressive stopping. It wasn't smooth, and more importantly, had we been in the left-hand lane, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah.
Just saying, this is why I drive in the left, and FSD really freaked out at that moment.
It was bad. Let me translate in a little bit more smoother way.
There was nothing smooth about me going,
I know. There was
but
nothing.
I did.
So like here, I see a guy's coming on. I'm moving over now because I see him way up there.
You just moved.
I moved over. I'm driving right now. I'm not in FSD.
Right.
I moved over proactively because
But
my
this-
brain saw him through the trees and through that car. Okay, and as a result, that was very smooth. Now I moved back over. Okay, the Tesla had an opportunity to move over because I saw those guys coming on the exit, but it stayed here, and it stayed here, and then cars were coming up the left-hand lane, and it lost its out. It didn't have the ability to take to move over to the left-hand lane. So the only thing that it could do at that point
Was slam on the
was
brakes.
slam on the brakes, and it didn't apply the brakes smoothly. Mom, what did you think?
Right. I didn't know. I couldn't see, so I'm in the back seat. I thought, what happened?
Yeah,
You
like
know,
slammed
it was
on
bad.
the brakes, bad and hard.
That's a bad
And
intersection,
so
by the way.
that is a bad intersection.
It's
granted,
not really an intersection, it's a merge.
but that's a real world
Yeah.
situation where the challenge of this full self-driving or highway driving using FSD, whatever you want to call it, that was not good. That was dangerous to the point where it was not going to hit those guys.
No, it stopped. I mean, it really slammed on the brakes.
But
it was very aware.
But you see, the other thing that a lot of people you have to take into account is that everyone is watching other cars, and you're looking for expectations as far as what cars are going to do, what's normal behavior for a car to do. So if there's a car behind me, he's not going to expect me to slam on brakes.
All right, let's see how we do.
All right,
Coming
now
off the exit.
we're coming off the exit. It's being very timid here.
Yeah.
Very timid. As a matter of fact, the
Brake
guy
too soon.
behind me is
Brake
A little
too
frustrated.
soon.
he's a little frustrated for sure. Okay, so now we're going to be using city,
Oh,
look at
that's
that.
so bad.
Now the guy behind me is mad at me
Oh, I didn't
Just-
see it. Why did we slow
because
down?
I just brake checked him. No reason, brake checked him.
And
You did, and the car
I didn't, the car did. Now I'm letting the car do what he did, but
Yeah.
that guy has every reason to be mad at me.
I'm a little disappointed that now, right at the end of our trip, we're having some frustrating issues where most of it went well. Two little things on the highway driving back in Pennsylvania, and
Yeah.
now we've just had a series of
Well,
things.
look, I guess, back to my mom being right. If you're using this, please be careful and take over when you need to. So look, I think that is not normal. It's odd behavior.
But it's also to your point in that as a human being driving, you tend to think more offensively. Like I always think, if I'm here, what could that guy do? What could that guy do? And I'm always sort of thinking offensively. Okay, I have an out here. I have an out there. I could go a little faster. I could slow down. And I don't think we're here yet with the FSD.
Right. I mean,
that was like completely defensive driving before when that guy came on and the car slammed on.
But
the
even
brakes.
what just happened there, where I in effect brake checked that guy behind me, is his net. That's his net. Here we are. Now the car has got a green light and it's going.
And didn't look both ways as far as I'm concerned. It took off very fast after the
It
green
is
light.
well.
Does it just knows nobody's there? I always look both ways.
It knows if cars are there or not.
Okay.
My experience is that even though you have a green light, it's not assuming that a car is not there. It will check it.
other things that are happening now because of this system is that situation that just happened, it slowed down, the brakes went on. That if I were in the car behind, what's happening? What's going on? If it's a person who doesn't know that someone is using, and how do you know? The automatic driving.
Well, if it's a Tesla, that might be a dead giveaway.
Yeah, that's a dead
But
giveaway.
I think
But
the
yeah,
general
you have to be
public, she's right.
cautious
Yeah.
because if you sometimes I see people stopping or a person stopping and I think, why are they stopping? And you get upset with them, but there's a reason,
There was no reason.
And
I know.
but the reason is the car did it, and that's what we have to be aware of.
Right.
The car can do that.
Right.
It's scary.
No, I agree with you. And so everyone has that expectation as far as what's normal driving behavior. And
Yes.
What this car just did was experience abnormal driving behavior. Now, maybe a squirrel ran out, maybe a
That's
dog
true.
ran, but
Yeah.
there was nothing there.
No, and by the way, that guy, and this is a lesson for everybody, right? Remember to keep a safe distance between you and the car in front of you
Yes.
for that very reason. He was
Yeah.
on your tail. He didn't need to be.
He was. And I also feel like I'm a little too close to this guy
No,
here.
this
Yeah.
is fine. I'm not
Well,
feeling that. We're
I
going
don't
slow.
know. Let
so
me
I'm
just
not
see
feeling
something here.
that.
Autopilot. I'm going to go to chill.
Back to chill.
I like
opposed to
chill.
third.
Yeah. I tend to stay back a little further, not too far, but just in
Just
case
enough.
they stop short.
One suggestion, Tesla engineers, please add back
My
camera.
handle. My handle.
The handle. Okay, yeah. Please add back the handle for Kathy.
Yeah.
But no, add back a front-facing camera low on the bumper so that the car can read potholes.
Oh.
And then it needs to go around big potholes.
Agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I do as a driver. I go around potholes. I remember Dad, when he was teaching me to drive, if I hit potholes, he would get mad at me.
Oh,
So
he hated that.
he hated potholes.
He hated bumpy roads.
Right?
That's true.
And if I hit potholes, he's like, "You're gonna bend my rims," you know. So you know, this thing just like goes right into potholes
Yeah,
and
and let's
doesn't.
face it, across America we have plenty of potholes, so that's a great point.
Yeah, thank you, honey.
No, you have a lot of good points, but that's true. And add the
I have a
camera
lot of
for
good,
that.
lot of good points.
Yeah, well then you have some that are not so good.
Yeah, that's
So you
true.
get a 1 thumbs up,
All
not
right.
a 2.
Meanwhile, we're driving here.
Yeah.
Everything's fine,
Yes, of course.
and I like the distance we're keeping behind that Odyssey.
And do you think that's chill mode then?
Well, we
that
are in
does
chill
that?
mode, but I feel like it's keeping a.
It's comfortable.
Oh, we're gonna turn right here. Okay. Now let's see. We're coming up.
Why is it turning?
It's taking
It's
us
just the
down little tour because we're going to City Line for lunch.
Yeah. I wouldn't go that way.
I wouldn't go that way either, but that's a navigation
Yes,
issue as
I
opposed
know.
to we've got issues all over the place here. Like
But-
Waze probably wouldn't take us this way. Waze would take us down to Main Street and turn
Yeah,
right.
right.
I think.
There are a few more lights if we went straight. Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
It always tries to find that shortest distance.
But we're using the navigation of Tesla
Yeah,
as opposed to the other.
good. All right, so how are you feeling about your FSD?
I think there are differences between the Y and the X. Look at this.
Look at his license plate. It's Kyle.
Kyle 3478.
Kyle in a
He
minivan
just brake checked me. Kyle.
in a Honda.
See now that I just went over the double yellow line
Yeah.
there on a right-hand turn.
Right. Okay.
Fail.
It still needs to.
Not intervention, but fail.
Not ready for prime time.
Well, this is prime time. This is
No,
our
but
life.
No, but this is
People
you
are using
really.
this.
I know, but
This is
the
prime
general
time.
public, like for me, I still think of myself as the general public. I'm not using
I still
it.
think of myself.
I'm not using it.
What
Even though
what's
she's
changed
your
that you
wife.
might not think of yourself as the general public?
Well, when I'm off camera and I don't have to.
The YouTube.
When I'm not with you experimenting on all
I
these
see.
things,
Okay.
I'm not using
I
it.
understand. You're so cute.
Oh my gosh.
That's just such a cute thing to say.
I don't think I'm unlike a lot of people.
Okay, I don't. You are very much unlike a lot of people, for sure. I mean, that's enough. All
Choosing
right,
his
back to
words
FSD.
wisely. Yes.
It's keeping the car very straight in the lane.
Oh, should we turn left here? Let's see.
It's
It's at the light.
it's at the light
Let's
now.
go to, if that guy went over the yellow to get to the light. Well,
Oh,
Tesla's
we
going
are
over the
too.
yellow. Tesla,
Whoa.
right over the yellow.
Whoa.
Don't worry about the yellow lines. Just drive over
It
them.
means nothing.
Okay, hold on here. Let's see. Yeah, the lines don't mean anything to Tesla.
Okay, that was a good turn.
That was a good turn.
Once we started on the yellow line.
Model X,
Yes.
nice.
Navy blue.
You think he's an FSD?
Yes.
I mean, that turn was excellent.
No, the turn was great, but we got a little bit of a head start being over the yellow lines.
Yeah.
All right, this guy's turning
He's
right.
going, Kyle's turning off the road, going Fanley Avenue here. Here
I'll
we
never
go.
forget Kyle in a minivan now.
Kyle in a minivan? I don't know. Has
Never.
that ever happened?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Oh, see, I wouldn't have. These
You're
bumps,
hitting all the bumps.
Granddad would not be happy with
It's
that.
almost like it's looking for the bumps
Yes.
now. I think it hears you.
It's going to hit this one right here. Here we go. Boom,
There
boom.
it goes.
Here's another one. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. There's one on this side.
All right, now turn left.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right.
It does keep you awake just trying to
This
see
is what I'm
is it
telling
gonna
you.
do.
I find
Yes,
you actually are
What
more.
will it do? What will
Yeah,
it
you
do?
have to
Yeah, what is it going to do?
let's see if it's
That's the
safe.
game.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
will
well,
FSD do
Make
now?
sure it's doing
Now,
the
we
right
used
thing.
to make fun of it, and it was a joke. Now it's like you're not really intervening that much, but you're laughing at it still occasionally.
Occasionally,
But you're not
yes.
intervening.
No.
Other times, like 6 months ago, it was like take over or you die.
Yeah.
Maybe not die. Well,
Maybe.
oh, what was that? Did you feel that?
I don't know.
What was
This
that?
is quite an adventure. I'll
I
tell
don't know
you.
what that was. Now here we go.
Stupid.
That's a good turn.
Yeah, we did not go over any
A
yellow lights.
plus. Pladdington, nice job there.
All right.
All right, here we go.
In 500 feet, turn right.
All right.
Okay.
I think we're at our lunch spot. Yeah.
Oh, that's that Italian restaurant we like.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
What's that called again?
La
No, not
Terrazza.
here.
Not here.
Now turn
Up
right.
here.
Now turn right.
Let's see how
All
it
right.
pulls into a parking lot.
There we go. We're not going to curb.
There really wasn't a curb.
There was a curb.
Well, it came in later.
Okay, we're here.
Now
Okay.
the destination is on the left.
It doesn't park, does it?
There's a lot of talk about that. I don't want to let my car park. All right. Well,
Yeah,
you know
not
what?
this one.
I want to thank everyone for sticking with us. We're going to get some lunch. We've had a lot of interesting times, but we're building our own Connor family neural network of data aggregation here.
That's true. We have
And
a lot to
now
talk
we've
about.
included Mom Connor, not Mom Connor,
Look,
Grandma
this guy
Connor,
wants to know what-
out of spec Grandma,
What's she doing?
and I don't know.
Oh, did you hear that? You're now out of spec grandma.
Out of spec Grandma
oh,
with
that's
her
a new one.
inputs, which I think were very, very
On point.
on point today.
I agree.
And so, as much as I know you didn't want to enjoy this beautiful filming today, Mom, I want to thank you for your input.
You're a good sport.
You're a good sport, and you had great content. And I'm thinking maybe a cheeseburger. What are you thinking?
Why
We're
not? It's
good
still
here.
Sunday. We don't
Still
start till
Sunday.
tomorrow.
You know, I keep saying we're going to start on Monday. We're going to start on Monday. I say that every
Bye-bye.
weekend. All right.
Thank you for
Thanks
watching.
again for watching another episode of Out of Spec Dave. We'll catch you in the next one. See ya.